for this little webinar that we do every Saturday for past many months. And we try and get a guest family who has been doing open learning. So today we have 3 generations that you can see on the videos. Okay, we'll talk to Smriti, Sunita, and Asha in just a little while. What I would do is I would quickly walk you through a few thoughts about open learning and about Arohi. So that I would take about 7 to 8 minutes, and then we will hand over Zoom to Sunita, Smriti, and Asha to share their journey of open learning. Yeah. So hope that is fine with you. If you have questions specific to Arohi, we will take it after their talk. So please park those questions, write them down somewhere. We are there to answer to each and every of your questions. So don't worry about that. Yeah. IT, have you started recording? Cool. You started recording. Thank you. Okay. So, right. So the first thing that, just one moment.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. No, I need to change the slide. Good. Yeah. Right. Okay. So Arohi or open Arohi is an open learning community. What does that mean? What it means is that our whole idea is that how can we co-create, co-learn, co-live, co-enjoy, whatever, everything co. And that is where the word community comes in, when we are all together and we can do a lot of different things, learn from each and everybody. So that's what Arohi is all about. And obviously it's an open learning community. What it means is that everybody and anybody is welcome, to be part of Arohi. I think IT is trying to put it on Facebook. So right now you will not be seeing the slide. You will be seeing some Facebook page. That's okay. Let her do her work. We will continue to talk about. So sometimes people get a little confused between what is open learning, what is unschooling, what is homeschooling, what is free schooling, what is world schooling, what is bus schooling, what is car schooling, and so on. Or whatever, free learning, home education. Oh my goodness, there are so many terms, possibly as many terms as many families who are trying to do this. So what my suggestion is that let's not get lost in these terms. Let's just realize that finally we are all somewhere on this continuum. Okay. Now you can see your screen. Yeah, we are off the Facebook part. Aiti, can I close the Facebook? Yeah. Okay. Or if you need it for some time, let it be there. Okay. So what you're saying is on one end of the spectrum is the conventional schooling where there is structure, curriculum, teacher driven, school driven. Child doesn't have any choice really. Yeah. On the other extreme, we have
sorry.
Yeah. On the other spectrum, we have no structure, no curriculum, open, completely open, child chooses, child drives, and we are there to support the child, which is, you can say, where Arohi is. But somewhere, you as a family can be anywhere on this continuum, not just at any particular, you don't have to be fixed on a continuum. Continuum means that sometimes you may feel I need to bring in more structure in my life, the child may feel or the family may feel. Sometimes you may feel, no, let's make it more open. So you can keep on moving along this curriculum. You can go back to school, you can come back to open learning and so on. So it's a beautiful continuum. There is no one standard answer. So let's not fix it in any term. Okay, let's just call it life. Simple. We are all living life, and I think that's the simplest thing. Whether it's open to open, whatever, let's leave that aside. Yeah. If that makes any sense to you. Yeah. But that's the way we would like everybody to see, because that's how we have seen every family doing it, their own journey. And that the beauty is not what it is called. The beauty is the journey itself. I'm sure you agree with me to some extent, at least. Right. So what does open learning means? Well, open learning, so we are all used to the conventional education, so I will not talk about that. I will talk about the other extreme or other side, you can say, or other way of doing it, which is where we think that the child can be the leader of herself or himself, and not just can be the leader, should be the leader, because it's his or her life, right? It's not my life, it's not my wife's life, but it is my child's life. So let's let the child lead the life, and as the child leads his or her life, the child would need support and engagement, and that is where the community comes in. Community can be as small as just the family, and then you start expanding it to neighbors and so on and so on, relatives and so on. Or if you would like to join a formal community, that's where Arohi kind of community comes, where there are a whole bunch of whatever, lots of families who are all doing open learning, and they all come together, and there are parents and children and all together doing lots of different things. Yeah, so that's the community. So what does open means? Open means it's open to anything and everything, all kinds of human beings, all kinds of ages, all kinds of experiences, all kinds of thinking, and that's the beauty of openness. It is primarily not just open, it respects, accepts, enjoys any kind of learning, right? So the child decides, and then rest of us kind of come in to help, support, challenge, push, pull the child, right? So the learning is decided by the child, whether the child wants to do embroidery, wants to do kite flying, wants to do physics, wants to do music, wants to do embroidery, wants to do so many other things. Yeah, whatever the child wants. In fact, we often hear that not just the child does open learning, the whole family does. Mother, fathers also start learning a lot of different things. We'll come to that. Hopefully, Sunita will share a lot of such stories. Yeah. The third aspect is obviously the community aspects, where there are so many things that happens when there is a community. There is friendship, there is acceptance, there is diversity, there is understanding, empathy, sympathy, all pathies are there. And the child connects with all ages, and all ages connects with the child and the parents, and everybody learns from everybody. And everybody supports everybody, everybody coaches everybody. We don't have to have one teacher, I can have thousands of teachers. Right? That's what the beauty of community is. Yeah. So I'll show. Shall we show this video, Ekti, or the next one?
Next.
Okay. Not this one. No. Where is?
Yeah, maybe we can.
Okay. We can show this small video just to show you a glimpse of how the life is at our campus. This is not obviously the life right now. Right now, the campus is closed. But it will open subsequently once the things hopefully settle down, which is, I don't know when it is, but just for you to get a glimpse of how a community works. So that's it. I will share this much right now, and after the video, we'll hand it over to Smriti and Sunita and Asha, and they will share their stories with you. And then, if you still have questions specific to Arohi, you can ask us. I will be around, and Aiti will be around, right? Okay, so let's watch this small video. The sharing we have, we've shared the audio, no? Just one moment. Okay.
Arohi is a learning community where all of us learn together, eat together, sleep together, and also play together. We take care of each other and look after others' needs. And our campus is an open place where you can come and do whatever you want related to learning. In Arohi, I can decide what I want to learn. I can learn by books, by doing, from videos, or from any person in the community, or even the guests. We do not follow any curriculum. We plan what we want to learn. I decide what I want to plan and do every day.
According to me, RO is spelled as DOING. Hands-on, by learning and observing and experiencing.
We have no classes, no exams. We learn what we want, and if any one of us wants to give 10th or 12th examinations, we prepare and give via open schooling like NIOS.
Like, I was interested in playing the piano. I played the piano and practiced, and I got better and better each day. And now I play really nice. That is my assessment. We live together. I am from Bangalore. I typically come every Monday and go back on Friday to my home. Some of us are from different cities. We stay here for a couple of weeks and go back home. When their parents decide, they can come back or they can stay, however long they want to stay. In Arohi, we learn to fail and learn from failing. I made 8 gliders, all were failed. My 9th glider was successful.
We learn by meeting people and also going to places. We travel a lot, both in and around our campus, as well as traveling to other cities. We may go to museums, we may go to people's places, we may go to factories. We went recently to Hampi to explore history and kingdoms. We went to seashore to learn surfing, and so on. The list is endless.
Arohi is a learning community. We all are here to learn different things, like playing, cooking, gardening, playing instruments.
Arohi is an open community, which means children of all ages are welcome. I can come when I want, I can go when I want. First week I came to Arohi and the second week I could not come to Arohi. So I stayed back at my home. Arohi is a community. We all are equal, we live together. There are no teachers, we learn from each other.
Arohi is life education. I learn what I need in my life by doing it here.
Okay, everybody, thank you for that small introduction to Open Learning and Arohi, and over to Smriti. Take over. All yours.
She's sharing first.
ಹಲೋ ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್.
Good evening, Auntie.
ನಾನು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಬೇಜಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನನ್ಗೆ ಆಸೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸುನೀತಾ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ.
Yeah, she's going to talk in Kannada, we're going to translate.
ಸುನೀತಾ ಬಂದು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಹಿಂದಿಲೇ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ.
ನೀ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳು.
मैं हिंदी में बात करूं?
Yeah, Auntie, any language we will translate.
Any language is fine. ओके, हिंदी में बात करते हो. अगर हिंदी थोड़ा वर्ड्स कर आगे तो नहीं आए तो कन्नड़ा में बात करते हो. ओके, वो सुनीता आपको बोलेगी. सुनीता के पहले मैं स्कूल छोड़ के स्कंदा को आरोही में डाल रही हूँ, बोल दिया मेरे को. लेकिन मेरे को बहुत मुश्किल हो गया. क्यों ऐसा करती है? स्कूल में डालने का, सब लोग स्कूल में डालते हैं ना, स्कूल से अच्छा लगता है, अच्छा एजुकेशन मिलता है, कुछ ना कुछ मिलता है, क्यों ऐसा करते है? मैं बोली नहीं, उधर सब कुछ सीखने को मिलता है, वो ओन बनाने के लिए कुछ मिलता है, ऐसा बोली. मेरे को बहुत गुस्सा आ गई थी उस दिन. पहले बाद में छोड़ो, उसका बच्चे क्या करते कर ले. मैं भी बहुत बोली नहीं डालने का, उधर क्या क्या सिखाते हो, क्या क्या करते हो मालूम नहीं मैं हम लोगों को. तुम भी नहीं जाके आई. नहीं, मैं जाके आई, 2 दिन उधर रह के आ गई. बाद में बोली फिर भी मैं हम लोगों को पसंद नहीं था. चलो उसका बच्चे क्या करेंगे, बाद में इधर पैसे की सजे के सिर्फ बुक पढ़ा के लिखा के एग्जाम का टेंशन है, सब कुछ के है ना, क्यों ऐसा करें? चलो तुम्हारा बच्चे क्या करते हो करो, डालना है तो डालो, हमको नहीं है. लेकिन मेरे को तो बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं था.
Yeah, quickly, Sunita, you want to summarize?
Yeah, I just translate. Yeah. So initially when I told, my mom was dead against it. Why my mom? Everybody, mom, husband, parents, I mean in-laws, everybody were against. Friends also. Yeah. Nobody liked it. They were like, what's wrong with you? Why are you taking the child off? So my mom was very angry with me. Why did you what about the future of the child? I mean, the child has to go to school. That's what is the only option. So why are you taking the child off the school? So then she said, okay, I can't say anything. It's their own child. Let them do anything. So that's what she says. And ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಸಮಾಧಾನ.
ಸೊ ಹಿಂದಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಒಂದೊಂದು ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅವ್ನ ಸ್ಕಂದ ಬಂದು ಮನೆಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅವನು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡೋದು ಮಟ್ಟದು ಅವನು ಒಂದು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಚಲೋ ಹಚ್ಚವ.
So yeah, after 1.5 years, she felt when she saw Skanda being more responsible, doing his own work, that's when she said, okay, this looks interesting. Maybe we are okay with it. So it took almost 1.5 years for her to be okay with this concept of unschooling or open schooling.
ಸರಿ, ಅವನೇ ಓನಾಗಿ ಏನೇನೋ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಈಗಂತೂ ರ್ಯಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅದು ಇದು ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್ ಕಲಿತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊತಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಇವಳು ಸ್ಮೃತಿನ್ ಸೇರ್ಸಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬಹಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು ನನ್ಗೆ. ಅವಳು ಬಹಳ ಬೇಗ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ಲು. ಅವಳು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕಲ್ತ್ಲು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು ಮಟ್ಟದು. ನನ್ಗೂ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾಳೆ, ಅಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡು, ಅಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಹಂಗ್ ಮಾಡು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾಳೆ.
So when Skanda came back and when she saw he does a lot of creative things, and she was very impressed. Now he is into rap. My son is 14, Skanda, and when Smriti went when she was 8, she went to Arohi. So not okay, 7 Smriti says. When she was 7, she went for a week, but 8. So mom is very happy with her growth. And actually Smriti now even teaches mom, mama say this, no, don't do this, do that. And she teaches English to her, drawing to her, songs to her. So mom is now very happy seeing the responsible children cooking at home, taking care of themselves, their own studies, their own learning. So she's very impressed is what she's saying.
ನನ್ ಮೊಮ್ಮಗ ನನ್ನನ್ ಬಹಳ ಕೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಹುಷಾರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೋತಾನೆ. ಸ್ಮೃತಿನೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೋತಾಳೆ. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದೆ ನನ್ಗೆ. ಯಾರೋ ಈ ಮೇಲೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ. ಈಗ್ಲೂ ನಿಮ್ದು ಸೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ, ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಈಗ್ಲೂ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಅವಳು ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ. ನೀವು ಆರೋಹಿ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ ನ ತುಂಬಾ ಮಿಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ಅವಳು. ಸೊ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನಂಗೂ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿದೆ ಇವಾಗ, ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇವಾಗ.
Yeah. She's saying that seeing the both of them taking care of her, including her, she's very happy. They are very sensitive to what her needs are, and even now in Arohi X, they are attending a lot of different sessions, and she's very happy to see them grow like this. Now she has no problem with Arohi. Now she's very happy.
ನಾನು ಬಂದಿದ್ದೆ 2-3 ದಿವಸ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಸುನೀತಾ ಡ್ಯಾಡಿನೂ ತಿಂಗಳಾನ್ಗಟ್ಲೆ ಬಂದು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದಾರೆ, ಆನಂದ್ ಕೂಡ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ನಾನು 1-2 ಸತಿ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೆ, ನೋ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್.
Yeah, I had visited Arohi, what she's saying, and my dad who has stayed there as one of the open learners.
Everybody liked him a lot, played with him, everything. He also played football. I can't believe.
He accompanied with a lot of different things, so he was also there as an open learner. That's what she says. So that's all, Amma. Okay. Over to
Super. Aditi and Ratnesh. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Auntie, for coming and sharing. Yeah, beautiful to listen.
Okay.
Very nice, Auntie.
She's like, what do I say? I said, you say whatever there is, come. I mean, it would be nice to hear from grandparents as well.
Yeah.
Their journey.
Okay. When I was 5 months old, I used to go to school.
Louder. She joined school when she was 5 months old, she's saying.
Yeah, because it was my mom's preschool. She used to take me while she used to go to her preschool. I would have fun and play with the other kids, they're learning there and all of that.
Louder.
Then after 2 days, I grew up and I was 5 years old. Then we tried to find schools for me.
Schools for you?
Yeah.
You never went to a school.
Yeah, but we were fine.
Alternative spaces.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so I wasn't willing to come to Arohi, but then
Because
because of seeing because of everybody supporting me, I was like, okay, fine, I'll join. And then I made few friends and I was having fun. And I had this fear of sleeping alone without my mom. But everybody helped me to come out of the fear. Even I helped myself and push myself and everything else. So I fit in properly and I'm having fun. But now in this coronavirus, I miss Arohi, I miss all my friends, and I miss all the activities. But Arohi X is better.
X's?
Nice. Okay.
Okay.
But I get to meet new people in the session.
And also be at home.
And also be at home. Advantage is having my mom and being Arohi. Yeah, I'm that.
Say more about your interest.
Smriti, you want to share what all about your drawing and painting and all your imaginations?
Yeah, all of that I was taking feedback from my friends if this is nice or bad or anything you tell me, and then I was like, okay, I have to improve, and I learned more about myself and I continued learning more about myself.
Now say more about your drawing.
Drawing, huh? Before I used to do only my imaginary, and then I started going to art class in Giggles. There I learned few arts and few artists. And then I am now seeing some videos, seeing from others and doing, learning from others, and yeah. I have a drawing to share, 2 drawings to share.
This is your latest Maori art.
Maori, yeah.
Maori.
Today she was doing Maori with me. So.
I just started this, but I continue, and this is the best.
Why don't you share them? Where do you get inspirations to draw? Where do you observe and draw?
I don't know. I just draw. That's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Her inspiration can be from bathroom to nature, anywhere. Even while doing curry, she's like looking at the mustard spluttering, and she's like, "Wait, ma, I'm taking inspiration from there to draw." Yes. So, anything else, Smriti?
This lady says that I can't draw, but she draws much nice and Maori.
Anything else you want to share?
No.
Okay. So, can I go ahead, or you have any question for her, Aditi?
No, we'll take question later. Maybe you can share and then we'll take question.
Yes. So this journey of open schooling, homeschooling, unschooling, I did not know so many words in the beginning. So I only knew homeschooling, and this started 6 years ago. Of course, the thought of this came when my mentor kept sharing his stories of awareness center that he had in Netherlands and Sudbury Valley stories. And I would like, no, this doesn't happen in India. This is nice for Western culture. And he kept on telling me stories, but those were very inspiring. Oh, how I wish. Smriti was 2 years. So how I wish I could give that exposure to my children. Skanda was 5 then, 6, 7. Yeah. So, but I didn't have the courage. I didn't have the courage to take that step of taking Skanda off the school. What if my decision goes wrong? What if I'm playing around with my child's future? All these anxieties, all this stuff. And nobody in my family had ever, forget about doing it, had even heard about something like this. So, and one fine day, I think after the summer vacation, when Skanda was about to go to 3rd standard, he was fine, completely fine, all the 2-3 months of holidays. And first week of school, he started saying, my stomach
I think your video is frozen, Sunita. Is it frozen for others or it's only for me, Sunita's video?
Yeah, she's
For us as well.
yeah, frozen.
Okay, fine. I'll just. Yeah, I think we lost them. She's here.
I'm here.
Yeah. Continue.
So the internet suddenly disconnects me, so
Yeah.
I did.
So I guess we heard you.
You heard till?
When you was talking about Skanda finished whatever the holidays,
Second standard.
and then stomach pain.
Stomach pain. Yes. So then I was like wondering. Then we got to know after a little digging that one of the teacher hit him for his wrong handwriting. So then I did not know what to do. So when I wanted to go talk, beat around the bush, I don't want to tell them so that they don't treat my child this way. All that in my head. Then I took him off the school. I said he's not going, whether anybody supports me or not. I told my husband, whether you're okay with or not, I'm not waiting for one more year. And I took him off. And I think 1.5 years we tried homeschooling at home. It was a little confusing, scary. Tried to recreate the school. Years. I think again.
Sunita, we lost you when you were saying trying to recreate the school.
Yeah, we were trying to recreate the school because that's all I knew. 6 subjects, how to recreate them, how to recreate school at home. I didn't know any other way. We were just trying and juggling and this and that. But then I think, yeah, slowly it took 1 year for us to feel that, go through all the process of fear and all that. I think when I met one of the homeschooling group, that's when I said, okay, I'm not the only crazy person. There are many more people. Then I felt a little more confident. So then after 1.5 years, we found Arohi. We had decided that we'll stay there. Me, Skanda, Smriti will stay there for a week. And then we'll come back, discuss and decide. But the minute we went there, I think in an hour's time, Skanda said, Amma, yes, I'm going to stay here. So that's how our journey with Arohi started. And I think the unschooling journey took a leap after we joined Arohi, as Ratnesh and Aditi always say. It's not just the child learning, it's the whole family learning. And I see that it's not just me, my mom, my dad, everybody along with us are learning along with Smriti and Skanda. So I think that's one thing which was very evident from Arohi, which I picked up, was anybody can learn from anybody, and child can learn from anything. Any topic is a learning topic, and as Ratnesh says, life is the curriculum. So those were few eye openers for me when I started Arohi. And since 5 years, we are associated with Arohi, and it's been brilliant. Yes, there are struggles, of course, not that some homeschooling or unschooling is like a walk on the rose bed. We fight, I tear my hair, like, these children, I wish I could just send them to school sometimes. Morning till evening, they are gone. But no, that's not what I want to, of course. But then, yes, we do have our issues, arguments and pushing and pulling, and they questioning me and we questioning them.
That happens a lot.
So yes, that's also there. I think, yeah, when I'm talking to people about homeschooling, no, you're in the school industry, so you can do it. No, none of my family members are for it, so I can't do it. I think it's the initial fear that we all, because we don't know anything apart from the schooling system. Me being a single parent, if I'm able to do, I think anybody can do it. That's what I feel. And the community, now Arohi has become my extended family. So I think that's my journey. Anything else, Aditi, I have missed, you can let me know.
You want to share what is Skanda doing? We had Skanda a few weeks back on his webinar, but many of you may not
can share.
That, so maybe a brief little about.
Yes, I can share about both of them little briefly. Skanda is a child who likes doing various things. He's like one butterfly jumping from one flower to another, I would say. He's done dance, he's done cricket, he's done drawing, he's done art, he's done rap now, and he trained himself to become a dog trainer now. So since few months he's going to train dogs
by only seeing videos of training dogs,
and also interning in Pranipet and staying in Arohi with Coco and Peppo there. And of course, his interest for music was always there, but now he wants to produce music. He's 14 years old, and he's trying to make music. He's learning keyboard on himself, drums on himself, and now he wants to learn theory. So now he's taking support from a keyboard instructor. And Smriti is a child, she likes structures, is what I see. I don't know now, right now, it can change. It's never one way. So she likes singing and drawing, and now Kannada is her new favorite, reading and writing. And she wants to learn, play around with numbers now. So math is also something she's exploring. And drawing, I'll just share one example. One night at 11 o'clock, she was in the toilet, and I hear a lot of water sound. And am I immediately, I have to do something. I'm like, go sleep. No, one thing. And then I said, okay. And then
don't say that. Don't say that.
One staring.
No.
Only drawing.
No.
Please, Smriti, please.
Please, Smriti.
No.
Okay, you want.
No.
Okay, fine. When you are ready, you tell us. We will listen.
Yes, whenever you are ready. I'm only talking about the drawing. That's all.
No.
Okay. No.
Some other incident you can share.
Some other incident. Okay, she keeps a lot of gadget, and I have this. Oh my God, you're always into gadget. But then I see that from the gadget, she's observing the lines, the way they are drawn, the expressions they make, and that is again drawn in the book. And she says, you know what? I saw this character in this cartoon. So her observation is such, and she goes cycling maybe, and she'll just come back and say, I saw this in the tree, and she'll draw. So it's nothing is in one box, I would say. It's spread across. So and I am exploring a lot of things. I never thought in my life I would do surfing. I went with Arohi to do surfing. It was nice falling into the water and facing my fears as well. So yeah, I'm pretty glad to see both the kids, and actually many more children in Arohi, very clear about what they want to do, and pursuing and trying different things and learning different things, and clarity that they have. When I see Skanda talking to the customers for dog training, and he's charging 3,500 per month for dog training. The way he talks to them and he convinces them, and then he went for 2 months, morning and evening, to the park, on the road, talking to everybody who has dogs, that I will train your dog. I will train your dog. So those processes were beautiful. And looking at him, she also wanted to sell. So she made bookmarks and went on the road selling bookmarks to people. Take. I made this bookmark. So yeah, that's how the children are exploring themselves, and we are exploring every day.
Yeah, I think we can open it for the people. Yeah, maybe you can share your questions. Maybe you can ask Sunita or Smriti or Asha, any of you are in the similar journey and just want to share, just a chit chat with her with them. So one of the question which somebody has already typed is, how old is Smriti now?
9.
I almost typed 9, but I wasn't sure, so I thought let Smriti answer after some time.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's 9, but she says I'll be 10 soon, which is next July.
If anybody has a question, you can come on mic or you can type in chat window and share. While people are typing their questions. Okay, fine. So we can take up the question those first.
Yeah.
Abhijit is asking, can you elaborate about families unlearning?
I think yes, the process started the minute we started homeschooling, I started off homeschooling. Now I say unschooling, for no other better word. But I think the unlearning process started then itself, because I had to unlearn that the learning is not just with that 6 subjects. I had to unlearn, and I think Skanda also, he was so used to the structure of the school, he didn't know all of a sudden getting so much of time. And I was worried. All that he knew, also he was forgetting. I'm like, what am I doing? He forgot his maths, he forgot to speak English, his writing skill has gone for a toss. I'm like, oh my God, his friends who were with him are doing better than him. So all these fears I had to unlearn and overcome them. I think what helped was meeting many homeschooling groups and unschooling groups, and going to Arohi, seeing different children, getting to understand this whole different concept. When we are learning this new concept, automatically we're unlearning all the thoughts that we had. So I think that was one of the, I think we're still unlearning. Even now, I'm unlearning what to tell them, what not to tell them.
Okay, so Smriti, somebody has typed for you that she's really very sweet and lively.
Happy for you.
So you want to share what makes you lively?
What does that mean?
Okay,
Just
whatever
lively.
you are right now is that lively.
Whatever you feel lively is.
Whatever you are right now is also lively. No? Okay. Fair enough. So while people are typing their questions, Sunita, any of the struggles apart from you talked about that, initial, he was forgetting what he knew and those kind of things. Things like which normally people have the concerns about reading, writing, mathematical skills. Any of those your
That's what I said. He forgot his, I mean, to write English and speak, and spoken English was like so much tuta puta. I'm like, oh my God, he's not even able to form one sentence. And he became so conscious about himself. So when he came to Arohi, I saw that initial 1 month, he would take some time to even open up his mouth because it was in English. So and spellings mistakes were there, and his sentence formation was wrong, and his maths, to forget about his simple addition also had gone, and and I'm not even talking about science, all those now. But now I see, oh my God, he's writing rap song. And what words he's using. I was flabbergasted with one of his songs. I mean, is this Skanda writing? So, and even Smriti, I never taught her alphabets as such. I think we started writing with our names. We never went with ABCD. And I think even now she's 9, she's supposed to be in 4th standard. And according to the whole society, she's supposed to know reading, writing, everything. But I think she's taking her own time. When she was ready, she learned to read. Now she's learned to write spellings. And the other day she was playing in the keyboard. I'm sorry, laptop. So if the red mark comes, she's like, no, this is not the spelling. Again, she will change. oh yes, now no red mark. Now I've got the right spelling. So she kept playing with the words and changing and figuring it out herself. So yes, initially now I think the conviction is so much, there's no fear now.
So, Auntie, how do you feel about their, because this is something very common question about reading and writing. So, how does Auntie feels about that? Sunita, you want to translate in Kannada?
Yeah. ಓದೋದು ಬರೆಯೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಇವಾಗ? ಮುಂಚೆ ಭಯ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತಾ? ಇವಾಗ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ?
ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇವಾಗೇನ್ ಭಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬರೀತಾರೆ, ಓದ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮುಂಚೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆದರಿಕೆ ಇತ್ತು. ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಆರೋಗ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಅವಳು ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಲಿತಿದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಅಕ್ಷರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ, ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ. ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ಅವ್ರವ್ರ ಪಾಡ್ ಅವ್ರವ್ರು ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಈಗೇನ್ ಹೆದರಿಕೆ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ನನ್ಗೆ.
Yeah, now no fear. Now they are reading, writing. Smriti is learning Kannada. Mom is very happy to learning Kannada. But yeah, one thing initially my parents were like, you don't do maths, you don't write English, you don't do this, you don't read books. That initially I think was there. Everybody would wonder, what is this? They don't read and write. So they would say, go sit and read, go sit and write. And my dad would say, by your age, children know tables till 20, all that. And I had to say, okay, give them time. Whenever they are ready, they'll do it. And I think now Smriti is so interested in maths that she's calculating time, she's telling numbers all by herself, she's going to the shop and getting back the change. So I think it's when the child is interested, they'll automatically pick it up. Yeah, as I know I'm not telling you, but I'm answering the question.
So yeah, you guys are people who are there, who are with us. Any question for Asha Auntie, Sunita or Smriti? Feel free to come on mic or type your question in chat window. That would be wonderful to interact with you. What are you thinking right now?
Connection.
Oh, connection.
I think they lost the connection. Yeah,
we are there.
Yeah, you're back.
What was the question?
No, there was no question. She was only saying. Okay, Anjali is asking.
It's Arham. Aditi, it's Arham's question, not mine. To Smriti.
Yeah, I'll read it. Aram is asking to Smriti, why you do not go to regular school? How do you learn at home?
I don't learn at home. I learn from Arohi.
That's at home.
Okay.
Yeah, I get the information there and practice it. I don't know what I'm talking. I don't know.
But you don't go to regular school. Why?
Why? Because I don't know.
You want to go to regular school?
No.
There was one point when Smriti wanted to go to regular school just because all the other children coming to Giggles had homework and had uniforms to wear. So she came and said, you don't send me to school. Why don't you send me to school? And now she's like, no, I don't want to go to school. So Arham, there are I think you're also doing a lot of playing and doing a lot of things. So like you are learning a lot of things, Smriti is also learning at home by herself. When she feels I need to write, she starts writing. When she wants to read, she starts reading. When she wants to learn drawing, then she asks somebody or looks at YouTube or maybe a book. So, and of course, Arohi is giving a lot of stimulation and thoughts, where from there it starts and then we all pick it up at home, not just Smriti.
Yeah, so I also want to add is how Smriti learns is she has lots of clear idea about what she wants to do, and a lot of imagination to add to that, and ability to grasp and observe a lot of different things, I think. So Arham, maybe not one thing, but she uses lots of different faculties to learn.
Why connect?
We can hear you. We can hear you, Smriti.
I know.
I think that makes her learn, Arham. If Arham is 5-year-old, So, Arham, is that what helps you to understand how Smriti learns? She typically doesn't learn sitting in the. In fact, there was a time when I used to do book reading with her, and she used to swirl on the chair like this, and I would read for her. And every time she will not know a word, she will again swirl and then say, because that gives me the idea to read. So she has lots of these different ways to learn and kind of thing. Yeah, Sunita, you want to add to?
Yeah, we have a big ball. Even now, she sits and rolls on that when she's talking something, listening something, and sometimes I'm like, stop. Sometimes I'm like, okay, later I'll do it. So yes, a lot of imagination and curiosity to learn, and as you said, grasping immediately, and a lot of questions. She has a lot of questions. Why this? Why that? Why not this? Why not that? And very eager to learn from everybody. So that's also there.
Yeah. A lot of.
May I ask something for clarification, just out of curiosity? This is Ram from Hyderabad.
Yeah, sure.
Very happy to just witness children with such happiness, basically. Learning always follow when people are happy. Now, the point is, this is in reference to those parents who think paying admission fee takes away their work because it's school and teachers that will handle them at least from 8 to 4 or whatever. And if additional tuitions are engaged, another couple of hours, my goodness, relax. Okay. Now, because this is seen in the form of many complaints that we see during pandemic times, during Corona, when every child, including parents, have to handle one gadget, two working couple, working parents on one hand and children on the other. This is very evident. So what do you have to say, Sunita, to such parents who see this as, an impossible task to basically manage? Just want to listen, that's all. So that parents out there also will draw some learning and cues from how to go about it, such an apprehension. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ram, for that question. Yes, true. When people tell me that, oh my God, homeschooling, I don't think I'll be able to do it. I have to sit with my child, I have to do that. I said, it's the same even when your child is going to school. It's not that you're not sitting with your child or you're not doing anything with your child. Maybe one academic, you say that somebody else has taken care, but still you are at home sitting, making them write homework, making them prepare for the exam, going to the PTM, getting to hear what all your child is not good at. So, so I would like to tell all the parents out there that it's more of a teamwork when you are starting your homeschooling, unschooling. It doesn't become only the parents' responsibility or the child's responsibility. It is more of a teamwork. In our house, we give feedback to each other. We pull and push each other. We challenge each other. We question each other. And yes, I know it sounds very easy to send the child 8 to 4. I don't have to deal. But then I am dealing with the behaviors of the child, or not happy, as you said, the joy of the child. So then I start fixing the problem of the child, going to different people again, maybe therapy, maybe after school programs, maybe counseling, or maybe we don't even know what's bothering the child, whatever. All these things are there. So even if the child goes to school, I say it's still a teamwork. It's a choice that you as a family make. Like parenting is different, homeschooling is different, your choices are different. So I think it's not impossible to do homeschooling. Probably it sounds impossible because of the anxieties and the fears I as a parent have. And the biggest, I think, is what will society say? That is the biggest fear we have. What will, if my child doesn't answer this, or if I tell people that my child is not going to school? Initially, we would not tell anybody the children are not going. Because we didn't want to answer their questions. We were so bored. Oh my God, Hauda, your child doesn't go to school. Why? Is there some problem with your child? And me and Skanda would look at, yes, there's some problem. He doesn't listen to me. So, yeah, I think it's just more of our conditioning as we have to work on. Rather, children they're fine, they'll adapt. I think, but the effort is same for any parent, whether be it homeschooling, unschooling, or schooling. But the advantage is you grow as an individual, as a family in this journey. There, I don't know who is growing. School. I'm sorry to say, I don't see the child growing. I don't see the teachers growing. I don't see the parents growing. If it's only the school. But yeah, if the child is going to the school and you're still working with the child, you're also working on yourself, then everybody is growing. It's not against the school. It's not against the education system. It's probably our beliefs. Because one of my friends, her child goes to school, but she still works on the children at home. So it's not that you have to choose only one way. You can choose this way or that way. But then, as Ram rightly pointed, we want happy children, joyful children, not stressed and overwhelmed children.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sunita. Can I just ask quick response from Aditi? What do you have to suggest for parents out there in the tier 2 towns? I understand Sunita's family probably took that advantage of staying in Bangalore and around Bangalore, where they have access to Arohi kind of setups. But what do you have to suggest for those parents who have interest in such philosophy, in such educating children in that mode, but who stay in tier 2 towns? Would be happy to hear from Aditi of the possibilities.
Definitely, Ram. Yeah, I'll answer your question. I guess Asha auntie wanted to say something. So
yeah, sorry for that. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. ನಾನೇನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದೆಲ್ಲ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಫೋರ್ಸಬಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಓದು ಬರೀ ಹಾಗೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡೋ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಸುಮ್ನೆ ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬರೀ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಗಳು ಬೈಯೋದು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕರ್ಸಿ ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಮಕ್ಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋ ಬದಲು ಈ ತರ ಹೋಮ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ತುಂಬಾ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು.
Mom is saying instead of forcing the children and do homework, teachers scolding them, and then parents going and attending PTM and paying so much of money for all that, rather than doing homeschooling is better, she says, the best.
Aditi, it's very interesting to see grandparents acting as ambassadors for you, not children and parents.
Yeah, it's so beautiful.
I like it.
ಅದಿತಿ and ರತ್ನೇಶ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅದು. ನಂಗೆ ಮೊದಲು ಇಷ್ಟ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನನ್ ಮೊಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಳು ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಂಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು ನನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದ್ರೊಳಗೆ. ಈವನ್ ನನ್ಗೆ ಹುಷಾರಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೂತ್ ಕಡೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿ ನನ್ಗೆ ಊಟ ತಂದು ಕೊಡೋದು ಮಾಡೋದು, ಇಬ್ರು ಮೊಮ್ಮಕ್ಕಳು ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಬೇಕು ಮಕ್ಳಿಗೆ. ದೊಡ್ಡವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಮೇನ್ ಕಲಿಬೇಕು ಮಕ್ಳು. ಅದ್ ಕಲ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನನ್ ಮೊಮ್ಮಕ್ಳು. ಅವ್ರ ಅಮ್ಮಂಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಇದಾಗಿ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅವಳು ತುಂಬಾ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾಳೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಕ್ಳನ್ನ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾಳೆ ಅವಳು ಕೂಡ. ಅದ್ ನನಗ್ ಬಹಳ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು.
Mom is saying initially I was not at all okay, but now Aditi and Ratnesh have trained the children pretty well because they are and yeah, I think what mom is saying is children, both of them staying in community in Arohi, they've learned to take care of each other's needs, being sensitive to each other. So that is what she's saying, that there is, when mom is not well or when she's upset or whatever it is, both of them are there for her. So she's very impressed, and she's very happy to share that my grandchildren are doing that, and very happy with Aditi Ratnesh. Initially she was not, but now she is Aditi.
Such a blessing, auntie, to listen from you, because many of the parents face this, what will the grandparents say? They are not accepting it. So it's nice to hear from you, auntie.
Now all stereotypes will be gone. Now all stereotypes will be gone.
Sorry, I want to translate to auntie.
I think there was a question in the chat window, Aditi.
Yeah, we'll take that. That's Ram. We'll just park your question. I'll come back to your question. This question is for a long in the chat window for Asha auntie. Initially, when the family was transiting into open learning, how did you feel?
ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಇಂದ ಹೋಮ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತು, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆ ಯೋಚನೆಯಿಂದ ಈ ಯೋಚನೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ನೀನು ಬದಲಾಯಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡೆ?
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆ ಸ್ಕೂಲೇ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಕಳ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿರೋದು ಮಾಡೋದು ಅನ್ಕೊಂತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದು 6 ತಿಂಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಕಂದನ ಒಂದು ಗ್ರೋ ಅಪ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆದೆ.
Yeah, mom, she felt that would be the better option. But after 6-7 months, when she saw that Skanda's growth and the way he's developing, then she changed. And also, I'll add to it. I had to also put little effort.
ಸುನೀತಾ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನೇ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಎಫರ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕಿದಾಳೆ, ಅದ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ.
So I had to put effort, a little effort. I wouldn't say effort. I would say include rather.
Yeah.
Because it's obvious that it's something new for them to digest. So it would be nice if little time given to them to understand, to maybe come see what the children are doing, what actually learning is happening. So I think when slowly, it takes time. It's just that you have to give some time and trust the process.
Yeah, so the point which Sunita you brought is quite beautiful, that I think grandparents are at one space. They're coming from one space, and we need to, as much as need to nurture our children, we need to nurture them, because it's absolutely new for them. So if we start understanding from that window that they will take time, we need to be with them rather than against them, that my in-laws and my parents are against you. And I think that's what you worked. In fact, uncle Anand uncle would come, you will send him that you go, you live there, and as he lived here in community with children, I guess his connection with children increased, and all efforts, you're saying not efforts, but yeah, I think it needs some work for this to happen, and for them to get, otherwise we are always one and another against, and that doesn't work. For children also it doesn't work, those conflicts. So
initially I have called Richard and cried, you know what, my husband said this, you know what, my mother said this, you know what, my mother-in-law said this. I think for almost few months I kept on calling him. You said you take out your children, now see what they're doing to me.
Richard is your mentor, right?
Richard is my mentor who inspired me to take this step. So my children even now thanks to Richard uncle, otherwise we would be in school.
Yes, I think that's quite a beautiful point. I just want to hold that thing for the parents, and then see that how we connect with all the generation. And it has been such a beautiful to see all 3 generations together here and talking about it. So Abhijit's second question is, how did you win over the conditioned mentality? Like for auntie, this is a question, that how did you change that from schooling to
I think that's what she answered. When she slowly saw the growth in him, she slowly changed. I think it took time.
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟೈಮ್ ತಗೋತು ನಮ್ಗೆ, 1 ವರ್ಷ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಯ್ತು. ಬಟ್ 6-7 ತಿಂಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಸ್ಕಂದ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಯ್ತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ 1 ವರ್ಷ ತನಕ ನೋಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಸೊ ನಾನು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು,
ಅದೇ ಆ ಯೋಚನೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ.
ಅದೇ ಈ ಇವಾಗ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಬೇರೆ ಮಕ್ಳು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗೋದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಆ ಹುಡುಗರು ಒದ್ದಾಡೋದು ನೋಡಿ ಮಾಡಿ, ಇವಂದು ವಾಸಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೋಮ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಲ್ದೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದೊಂದೇ ಕಲಿತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹತ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಮಿಂಗಲ್ ಆಗ್ತಾನೆ, ಮನೇಲೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಅವ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರ ಅಮ್ಮನ ಹತ್ರನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಲೀಸಾಗಿ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇರ್ತಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅದನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ನಾನು ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆದೆ.
Yeah, one is seeing the growth. Then when she would see the other children struggle with homework and that, she felt that okay, at least Skanda is peaceful. And why we are saying Skanda, because Smriti was too young then. That's why we keep saying Skanda. He was 8 years when we started the journey. So she's saying that looking at the other children struggle, she felt this is better off. Why even the children should struggle? And when he started learning different things, when he started talking to her, expressing with her, and when we started sharing what they're doing, and actually when Daddy went to Arohi and started staying, and when he came back and he used to share, I think it's a mixture of all of that, and it took more than a year to change that condition. I think even after a year, I still remember my in-laws or my parents. Are you sure this year also you're not sending to school? At least this year you're sending them to school. So I think it took a lot of back
ಆಗಿದೆ
and
ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್
forth.
ತುಂಬಾ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅವಾಗ
Yeah,
ತುಂಬಾ
we
1 year
fought.
ಅವಳ ಹತ್ರ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ರಫ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟಫ್ ಆಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ತುಂಬಾ
She was very angry with me. Both they were like, "You never listen to us. Apni manmani karti ho," all that. Smriti wants to say something.
Yes,
Yeah, whenever I want to go to Amma's school, that time everybody there who was my age was like, "You don't know how to read or what?" And I would feel so bad and frustrated. Like, seriously, I wish I could go to school right now.
All the other children would read, would write, and they're like, "You don't go to school, you can't read. I mean, God, you don't have homework, you can't even write, you don't know the spelling of this." So that time she would feel bad. I wish I could go to school.
I was like, I wish I knew reading. Right.
But I think that was also a good process because we had a conversation about they're going to school every day, they're reading and writing every day. If that's what you want to improve, then we'll sit and do that. So again, that was still whatever happened was good.
ಸೊ ಆಮೇಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಕಂದ ಬರೆಯೋದು ಓದೋದು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಂಡಲ್ಲ ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಮಗೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಾನ್ಫಿಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಬಂತು.
When he started reading, writing, mom got the confidence back, is what she's saying.
beautiful, beautiful.
And also when I was learning to read and write, I was like frustrated. Like, why can't I just know how to read?
Magically.
I know. Abracadabra. I wish I had a spell.
Magically, like your drawings.
Like your drawing magically read.
I know.
But now I think she's writing and reading all by herself.
Because I practice, push myself to read and write.
Aditya aunty supported you.
Yeah, I was pretty supportive.
Yeah. I must give that credit to Aditi, to you. Her reading, every day you would sit with her.
And swirl around the chair.
Yes, swirl around. Even now, if you see, she's already changed so much of space here.
Yeah. Yeah, so Ram, you were talking about second tier or whatever other cities where spaces like Arohi are not there. I would say that Arohi was not there in Bangalore also initially. In fact, when we started our homeschooling journey, we thought that there were hardly any homeschooling parents in Bangalore at that time. And even if they were very far off. So we were not aware. But what happened is that when we closed our doors for the schooling for our children or for our family, and then many doors opened up. Like Sunita was talking about homeschooling groups where individual families come together. And it's not important or compulsory that you should from one space and then you have another space comfort. There are many places where the child can or the family can explore learning, as well as move around, travel, visit different communities. Visit means you can always come to Arohi, say for a week or for 2 weeks or 1 month, depending on so in and out of these spaces. And if you're so eager and if you're very excited, you open Arohi in your places. It's all about creating communities. I'm not saying Arohi you open, I'm saying just create a community. And the community doesn't need to have always only homeschooling children. As Sunita was saying that, Ranjani is there. Her children goes to school, but she's quite part of Arohi in different forms with us. So bring that connection with people. So and then see how children blossom in those kind of environment. So we have.
Like that.
Yeah, sure, Sunita.
One thing what that question I want to add is Kanda was at home 1.5 years, then went to Arohi 1.5 years, then again 1 year at home. So we have combination of Arohi and at home.
Yeah.
And he has traveled in different places. At 11, actually, he traveled alone to Udaipur. In the flight, of course, we took our precautions as parents, but everybody was like, Sunita's mad. So then he has friends all over India. He has, I mean, more than he had when he was going to school. So I think it's not just about Arohi, or it's just about the city or the place. It just, as I said, it's one more inhibition. I can't do it. I don't come from a background, education background. My family does not agree. My parents do not agree, or I don't stay in a city, or I don't have a community around. These are all initial hitches, because we are scared to take the decision. We choose all these hangers to hang on. So I think I wanted to share, when he didn't go, he was at home. We had our tips, we had our fights, no planning, lot of gadget, this all was there. But that was also process of in part of learning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I hope, Ram, that gives you some insight into how, in fact, I say you guys are very lucky. When we started homeschooling, none of these things were there. But we found our spaces in, like for example, we would go and live with, say, the farmers community. We would go and live with, say, potters community. We would go and connect with people who are into making things. We would go and connect with people who are in music and art. So once you break these boundaries of curriculum for children, you realize there is so much available in the world, and the children and the families can freely explore that itself is quite a very rich learning journey for the family. Yep. So yep, Sita, you want to add something?
Yeah, I was thinking that if they don't go to school, then what do they do? Oh my God, we are so busy the whole day. Something or the other is happening. Even at 11, 12 in the night, there is something happening.
Yeah, Vatsa is asking, how did Skanda make, Auntie wants to say something. Yes, Auntie.
ಮನೇಲೂ ನಮ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅವ್ರ ಬ್ರದರ್ ಅವ್ರ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಗೆ, ಬ್ರದರ್ ಇನ್ ಲಾಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ಹೋಮ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲಿಂಗ್ ಏನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದಾಳೆ ನಿನ್ ಮಗಳು, ನಿನ್ ಮೊಮ್ಮಗ, ನೀನ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದ ಅಂತ ತುಂಬಾ ಗಲಾಟೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ. ನಂದೆ ಅವ್ರು ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅವನು ಇವಾಗ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿ ಹೋಮ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಏನ್ ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅವ್ರವ್ರ ಪಾಡ್ ಅವ್ರವ್ರ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ನನ್ನ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊತೀನಿ, ನನ್ ಮೊಮ್ಮಗ ಈ ತರ ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ದ, ಈ ತರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ರುಚಿಯಾಗಿ ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ನು ಸೂಪರ್ ಆಗಿ. ನನ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಒಬ್ಳು ಹೇಳ್ಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಗೀ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವಳು ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ, ಸ್ಕಂದನ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ಲು ಅವಳು.
So all the relatives were questioning, like her sisters, her sister's husband, what's wrong with you? Why don't you tell Sunita? Homeschooling is not good. So she initially would keep quiet, but then she went on saying, no, he's doing fine. He does a lot of things. So I think this is fine. And he cooks very well. So one of her friends took recipe from Skanda and she prepared, and she was very happy that the ghee rice came out well.
Yeah, so Vatsa is asking, how did Skanda make friends all over the world? Was it over social media or any other sources?
No, it was not social media. There are these conferences, homeschooling conference, unlearning conferences, and also he went to camp in Shikshantar for 2 months. So there they meet children from all over the world, and once the connection is built, they know when to connect with whom. Maybe they don't talk every day. For an example, Goa, there is one friend of his who is 24 years old, Avinash. So Skanda, who's 14, and 24, Avinash, they both were actually supposed to do a summer camp in May in Goa. And Skanda was one of the facilitator for that. So he was already planning all the stuff that he wanted to do, because from there, Avinash wanted to start an open learning space. So, and age is no bar. They're the friends of all ages, so all over the place. And he says, Himachal Pradesh, sorry.
You go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, he says, Himachal is my one friend. Can we go there now? So.
And also they went for the east side trekking and camping, and how they connect.
Yes. They were only these children, I think 24, 20, 19, 16, 14. They all went to travel for 15, 20 days to Darjeeling and East and all that. So yeah, I've been a little crazy mom, I guess, sending my, but that was the best year, he says. The year he traveled, he says that is when he learned a lot of things. He came out of his shyness, that came out of this fear of and self-judgment. I could see that growth in him too. Travel did wonders.
Hope Vatsa, that answer your question. Saurabh is asking if child starts playing with kids who are not acceptable, use bad language in extreme activities, acceptable in the sense going on wrong path.
Uh, that's also a learning process. Because I remember Smriti started using the word, and my preschool children would go use the word in their house, and they would call me like, my son learned this word from your daughter. I'm like, okay. So then me and Smriti had the conversation. Where did you hear these words? What does that mean to you? Does that mean you look cool? She said, no, I saw people using, so I started using. I said, I'm okay you using it, but when people hear this is what happens, and this is what they might like it or not like, then are you okay with that? So then I think she stopped using the word. So yeah, some things like that. We talk. I think we can talk about any topic, be it my separation, be it my health, be it Skanda's crushes, be it anything, any topic under the sun, we can talk. That's what I said. As a family, it becomes a teamwork. Because
Sunita, yeah, can I add a bit? Like, I don't mean to say kids in the range of 5 to 6 years for whom this is acceptable to, but kids in the range of 10 plus 11, 12, which is a very, I feel, a delicate age when they can get into the wrong activities.
Yeah, I get
Then the company matters.
I get your question.
Because it makes a lot of difference between a good company and a bad company.
Yeah, I think for that, what I would answer is in Arohi or at home, we bring different topics about maybe smoking, about maybe drugs, about sexual abuse, maybe about relationships, girlfriends, crushes. And we openly talk about what are your thoughts, what are your apprehensions. And also in Arohi, there's something called Teen Club. And in that teen club, all these topics are brought about self-image. At this age, I want to look good, I want to feel good, and that gender bias, all these. So when the child is aware, then he makes aware decisions. So I think my dad was smoking, and he had a heart attack 1.5 years ago. So Skanda went and said, Daddy, he calls Daddy to my dad also, Daddy, you should stop smoking. Because of that is what's this is happening. And then the doctor said, and immediately my dad stopped. So then he said, see, Daddy has such good willpower, he could stop. It's not easy to stop smoking from 50, 60 years that he's been doing. So I think they're aware of it. I don't doubt at all. And even if that something happens, you have an opportunity to talk about it. So and I think that's okay. We have also done those mistakes when we were teenagers. That's okay. Then he'll have no stories to tell his children.
Thank you.
Yeah, just to add up to it, but at any time did you ask Kanda like not to play with this child, not or something like that?
I think one person, I did not say not to play with. I said the more time you spend with him, that's my concern, because I see that, instead of you influencing him, he's influencing your thoughts. And it's again a choice, of course, but I am not okay you being friends with this boy, because I see that your focus is moving away from your learning to just chit-chatting, gossiping, putting other people down. So yes, we have had that conversation. And then I think when I didn't stop him meeting him, but I just kept sharing my concerns. And then one fine day he stopped because they had some arguments, and he said, Amma, you are right, this fellow, no, like this. And then he stopped. He avoided him. So yeah, that was his choice, by the way. Yeah.
So what Sunita you're talking about is the constant communication, and that's what I think somewhere you also talked about is that this whole coming together connections allows you to communicate, share your thoughts, and exchange notes. So it can happen now, it can happen later, but the doors are always open of communication.
Yeah, and when I share my mistakes, they will share their mistakes. So
hope Saurav that gives you some thought process to move
Sorry,
ahead.
I want to add one thing to complement what Sunita is saying, but a different thought that sort of it can happen anywhere to anybody. It's nothing related to open learning, or it's not related to unschooling in any which way, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It is more of a parenting approach that how do you keep yourself more open, and I would say without any qualms about it, that when you are doing open learning or unschooling with your child, since you already are so open to the child, these conversations happen more naturally. While possibly in a school system where we have delegated the responsibility to the school, sometimes we may even get very disconnected with children and only talk in terms of how much marks, how is the success rate, where are you in the class, and so on and so forth. So I'm saying it's a broad parenting approach. As such, I see. So what Sunita has advised, I should think that advice should go to all parents of the country, right? And got nothing to do with open learning.
Very true, very true.
Thank you all of you being with us. Just wanted to reinforce that anybody who wants to start their journey of to start with homeschooling and or whichever kind of a different path, there are lots of support system available, including Arohi, Sunita, and many parents of Arohi. We have also created open learning guide where there are lots of parents who are ready to receive and communicate with you and share their journey. So just want to say that you're not alone. You might feel that you're just starting new. Yeah, maybe new, but you're not alone.
Yeah, actually the best part, Aditi, I would say when we started, we had to think of sending children to Arohi. Now the best is Arohi X. Apne ghar mein raho, do Arohi X also. So that is even more. I mean, I was talking to one of the Arohi X parent. I said, you are lucky. You start and you have a community.
Yeah, so the community is there. There are people who are are with you. So most welcome to connect with any one of us anytime and to share or to receive what you want to move ahead in your journey. So we don't need to let our children stay in say conventional schooling just because if we feel that there is no other way. Many of the children are going to conventional schools because the parents feel there is no other way. But I just want to share that there are many other ways. There are many other windows for it. And yeah, so Asha Aunty, once again, I'm really feeling so delighted. I have been meeting you when I come to Bangalore, eat food, delicious food which you cook. But this conversation has been really very, very, you can say, connecting with you, to listen to your thoughts, and it's quite nice. So thanks, Sunita, for bringing 3 generations together.
I thought that would be nice. How about 3 generations talking about homeschooling? All the girls, 3 girls.
Yeah, that was wonderful idea. I hope people also enjoyed listening and being part of this journey. So thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Auntie, you want to say something to close?
ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಾಯ್ತು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಈ ತರ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನನ್ನ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್.
Her first Zoom call, her first interview, her first sharing in her life.
ಸೂಪರ್ ಆಂಟಿ.
ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳಿಂದ ಆಯ್ತು ಬಿಡಿ, ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ನನ್ನ ಮಗಳಿಂದ, ಸುನೀತಾನಿಂದ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ನನ್ ಖುಷಿ ಆಯ್ತು.
She was like, what will I talk? I said, Arey, so much is there to talk. Come share.
Thank you everyone for being with us.
Thank
We have
you.
short. Normally we say 5 to 6, and mostly our webinars go 6:30. I must change the time.
It went longer, yeah.
Yeah.
ಸೊ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಏನ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು ನನ್ನ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಇಂದ. ಸೊ ಸಾರಿ, ನಂಗೆ ನಾವು ಅವಾಗಿಂದ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಓದ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆ. ನಂಗೇನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೇನು ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ.
It's so beautiful to listen other languages, and in fact I feel that I know only 2 languages, Kannada, Hindi and English. When I listen to you guys Kannada, I really enjoy it. So please continue speaking in Kannada. I heard you reading poems.
ಕನ್ನಡ ಕಲ್ತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ತುಂಬಾ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ.
I heard your poems in Kannada, and I think it's quite beautiful. So continue with that, and thank you. Thank you, everyone. If you have any questions related to Arohi, maybe a couple of minutes, Ratnesh can share if you have.
I can leave?
Yes, Sunita. Thanks a lot. Yeah. Vatsa is talking about Open Learning Guide. Sure, I will share in the webinar group. And there are lots of parents and the people who are in homeschooling who can support you. Those people's connections are there. I'll share with you definitely. If anybody has any question, Ratnesh is here to chat with you, or else we can just close today's session, and next Saturday.
Yeah, especially if you have questions specific.
Aditi, hi.
Hi, Vatsa.
Yeah, it's a question specific to Arohi. I'm Mrs. Vatsa. I think I had even, joined your webinar with, Vibha Jain last week too.
Vidhi.
So,
Vidhi, yeah.
Hello.
Shanta, yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Vidhi, sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, about Arohi, I understand that now Arohi is changed to ROEX, and mostly it's a home-based learning.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you. In between, little breaking, but I think we can go ahead. Yeah, you can ask.
Okay, you want me to type in the question? Otherwise, would that be easier?
Go ahead.
Go ahead. What I've done is I've switched off our videos. Maybe that will help with your audio. So please go ahead and ask.
Yes. Yes, I understand that Arohi has, changed from Arohi to ROEX, which is mostly a home-based learning. Am I right in understanding that? Because
please elaborate a little more. What have you understood so that I can help you understand it better?
Okay. Because is it because only of the pandemic that it has changed from Arohi to ROEX, and would it again change back to Arohi? Yes.
So see, one wonderful thing about being part of Arohi is that it's a community, which means that it's not mine or Aditi's decision that will drive how we work now and how we work in future. When we were all in campus and this pandemic happened, then all the parents who were part of Arohi at that time, as in their children were coming to the campus, we got together and we sat down, and meaning obviously on Zoom because already lockdown was announced. And then we all discussed what do we want to do. Yeah. And we came up with not just parents and all children. We all met together in multiple meetings and we came up with this model of Arohi X. We said, okay, we will do it like this. And now Arohi X, and since we were doing like this, so many more parents have joined. Now, as in when we are able to open the campus, I'm sure the whole community again will sit together and see, hey, how do we want to evolve? Maybe we want to have both running, maybe 3 things running, maybe 4 things running. I have no idea. The whole community will decide how we want to take things forward at different steps. So yes, right now we are about around 60, 70 families together. A lot of them are from other cities. So I'm sure they would like to continue this online home-based format. And it will evolve. How it will evolve, I don't know. And I'm always excited the way things keeps evolving. In fact, the word Arohi itself means evolving. The Sanskrit meaning of Arohi is evolving. So that itself is so. Yeah, right now I can tell you what we are doing. How it will pan out in future, we don't know.
Hope that gives you some understanding about what you're asking for.
Yes, yes. I mean, yeah, true. But could you actually tell me a little bit more about what constitutes? I know it's a community, and the learning is happening. Could you tell me a little bit more about how the learning happens? I know now it is online, but otherwise, generally, could you give me more insights into the learning?
Yeah, so it is, let's not talk the aspect of online, because I think that is less important. What is really important is how the community works, right? No, I don't think it's there. That's okay. Look at it in, let's look at it in 3 different ways. The first aspect is when a group of people are together, whether they are online, offline, let's just keep that aspect aside, because it's the same whether you are online or offline. So when a group of people are together, the first thing that happens is connections happen. And I'm using the word people. I'm not saying children, I'm not saying adults, it's people, because we are of all ages who are together. 3-year-olds, 6-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 13 years old, 30 years old, 50 years old, 80 years old. Right? So if all of us are together, what happens is we start connecting with each other in many different ways, based on whatever we like, based on somebody shares something, I respond to it, and so on and so forth. Right? When connections happens, the next level evolves automatically. Collaborations starts happening. A small group starts get together. They want to do art together. So another small group gets together. They want to do theater together. Somebody else gets together and they start doing Sanskrit together, or history together, or they may do carpentry together, or craft together, and so on. Now, believe me, all of this is also happening online. They all switch on their videos. We have Zoom, we have WhatsApp calls, we have whatever, and people are all collaborating with each other. Smaller groups consisting of children, adults, whoever is interested in that, yeah, and all getting together and exploring whatever is their interest. And as they explore, as they get exposed to different things, different people need different help. Okay, so that's where the third level comes, which is the coaching level. Right? Now, if I need help with something, for example, I'll tell you, I saw a bookmark, and I know a child who's really good at making these origami stuff. So I asked him, hey, can you record a quick video and send to me? How did you make this? Because this origami bookmarks just looks too amazing. And he immediately, not immediately, within few hours, I had the video in front of me for me to learn from his video. He's 9 years old. I am, 50 years old, but I'm learning how to make that origami bookmark from him. So that's called coaching, where one who needs to learn and somebody who already knows that transfers their learning either one-to-one, or like he made a video that way, or we can go online and learn, or whatever. Again, whatever format is not important. So a community works at these 3 levels: at connections, collaborations, and coaching. And all put together, I would say, becomes the community. And with all of these 3 are happening online right now. Before pandemic, they were happening in campus. And I'm sure as and when the campus open, it will continue to happen both online and in campus. I hope you've got some brief glimpse into how we all work.
Yeah, definitely, yes. It's more clearer now, because I have been attending your sessions, the webinars for the past 5 weeks, every week I've been attending. And I've listened to, and I've been listening to, the various speakers who've come online for the, the webinars. So it has spiked my interest, and I have 2 children. So a son and daughter and a son. So of course, they're currently going to a mainstream, but, I think last time I had, Vidhi was there, so Shikshantar, she was talking about with, Shikshantar.
Yeah.
And, my daughter is interested in humanities, or more so into English and history. And, she's totally off sciences, and maths and sciences. She just is not interested in that whatsoever.
Sure.
So
Sure.
it is becoming a bit of a challenge for me too, because, to keep her engaged in the normal schooling system, the reason being that, with her interest being so much dovetailed towards humanities like English and history, and where the other subjects is not at all appealing to her. So we were looking at something, yes. So this opportunity of, homeschooling or Arohi or any open learning space would give her more opportunity to develop her interests, in which she is really interested in, rather than just forcing her to study subjects, per se, I'm saying subjects in quote unquote, which is not going to be helpful to her at all. I mean, I wouldn't say helpful in her interest, the interest of history and English.
Yeah.
So this is something I'm really, very dynamically pursuing, a homeschooling or an alternative learning experience for her.
Sure.
And she is already 11 years old. And she's also into writing a book on history. And, we live in Whitefield. So she's already contacted. She's gathered information about writing a book on Whitefield.
Wow.
And so it is just that, I want her to, guide her onto that path.
Sure.
And my son, on the other hand, he loves sciences. He doesn't like humanities, I would say English, languages, history and civics, all that, he just doesn't like it. He loves sciences. He's quite, even though he's just 9 years old, do like chemical engineering, and even now he talks about chemical chemicals or wants to become a scientist. So that are his pursuits, and he's quite determined to do that. And he is a little bit into robotics. So I have two kids here, totally, end of the spectrum. The other one is humanities. So, and both we are not interested in. And this is creating a lot of conflict in their schooling too, because there are subjects they don't like. So, Ratnesh and Aditi, this is what I do. So, because see, with my daughter who is older, wanting to pursue humanities, I'm fine with that. I'm quite happy for her to go into an alternative space learning experience. But since my son is interested in sciences, I mean, do you think an alternative space or an alternative learning would be suitable future careers, chemical engineering,
why not?
or so.
See, again.
So because,
Just one moment. The moment we think somebody's interested in sciences, we think of engineering. Yeah. Now that's to me, that itself is an unfortunate connection we are making, right? Because sciences doesn't necessarily just mean engineering, right? And at this age, and at 9 or 10 or 11, they are just exploring how this interest will evolve in the next 10 years. Can depend on two things. If they go into a structured system, it may get conditioned and kind of, you can say, guided by the system itself. If I join a particular engineering, I'm kind of stuck with that engineering. Almost stuck, meaning there are people who jump out of their branches also.
Yes.
But I'm saying we get stuck and we end up spending a lot of time, right? But when I do not necessarily follow a structure, when I create my own structure, then I as an individually dynamically evolve. Yeah. And then I start seeing what really is my interest. So over the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years is when they will possibly evolve into really understanding what is it that they want to do. And there can be so many channels. Let us not think that engineering is the only way to evolve in the field of science. Science is very, very vast, and the amount of options, the amount of work that can be done is equally wide. Right? We are only thinking.
Ratnesh, she's very interested in. Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah, sorry to
So
interrupt.
whether it is history,
He's
or
very
whether
much
it is
interested in robotics.
Sure.
He's
Why
been
not?
into robotics for the past 4 years,
Yes,
so I am
absolutely.
like, okay, keep him in the mainstream because these are his interests, yeah. So it's a
So I'll give you an
dilemma for
example.
me,
I'll give you an example. There is a child who is 15 now, okay, and he has been unschooling since whatever, I don't know, many years. In fact, his whole family is like that. And this boy is 15. He has obviously not given any 10th, 12th or college, and he's not planning.
Yeah.
Now you'll ask me, why is he not planning? He's extremely interested in stuff like that, robotics. He has designed his own unicycle, which works totally on his body movement. The cycle listens to his body movements and adjusts itself. So it's like a self-balancing unicycle. And he actually rides it around. So now that's the level of his expertise. Now what I'm trying to say is, here is an example. He has not done any 10, 12, no engineering. At the age of 15, he's already working with 2 companies. He's already earning, right? He's earning, he's doing live projects. And one more thing I want to tell you about it. He has done the official the app of BMTC in Bangalore. The official phone app is designed by him, and he's just 15.
Oh, fantastic!
Right.
All
so
right.
what I'm trying to prove is not that everybody needs to do like me. All I'm saying is you don't have to do all that. You don't have to do engineering to be able to design.
There are opportunities, other opportunities available.
Absolutely. People are wanting. They are not looking at age. They are not looking at qualification. They are looking, what do you bring to the table? What skill, what passion you bring to the table? And if a child has a skill and the child has passion, what else people need? If I'm an employer, I don't need anything else. I need passion and I need skill. I can't just do with passion. Somebody says, I am so excited about something, but does nothing. That's not done. If I have only skills, but no passion, that also does not work. But if these two meet, right? And then there is an amazing fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm saying, yes, he can get into engineering and do that. There is nothing to stop him from doing that. That is one route, and that's a fine route. There's nothing wrong with the route. But there's another beautiful way to do what you want to do. And I think, in my personal opinion, I don't feel any hesitation in saying all this colleging and all that is an extremely time waster. The amount of time you take to do engineering is 2 years for 10, 2 years for 12, and 4 years for engineering. That's 8 years. And after that, what? You come out of engineering college and look around you. Many of them are even unemployed. Right? Then you have to go to MTech, another 2 years. That's 10 years. True. And 10 years is after 15 years. So that's 25 years. If he's already doing robotics 4 years, I can tell you in another 5 years, he can be actually professionally doing stuff. So you see, where is 5 years compared to 10 years? Half the time he can be there.
Right.
Simply because the whole process is extremely time wasted. You have to do so many other things which you have to give exams. Why should I give exams? I would do what really I want doing. I can program stuff, I can design stuff, and I can do stuff which makes a difference. Why would I give an exam? To me, the exam is real life, what I can create in real life. That's the real exam. Life is the real exam.
Absolutely. I totally get that, because, what happens now is actually a reflection. What happens in the future is a reflection of, what the learning they do now, isn't it? The learning, what the skills, as you say, the time and the skills that they put in with regards to their learning, I don't know whether I'm right in saying this, but, the future also is a reflection of what they have done in these learning years.
Sure,
right?
to some extent, yes. The future, not in terms of careers and all, because that you can change at any time. But yes, all the growing process is building you. So it's an ongoing process. Yeah.
Okay, right. So that was, thank you very much, because at least it has, given me a better picture with regards to my son, more about him, because
mean,
I was more concerned.
I didn't mean your son. I meant both of them.
No, yes,
It isn't different.
Yes, I mean,
because it's not about science or history. I'll give you otherwise example also.
Definitely. Because it is more, as I said, yes. Yeah, true. Yes, that is right. So how, and Ratnesh, had to sort of go forward on this. And,
I think the more important decision is a family decision first. That's the bigger decision. Whether Arohi comes in the picture or so many other groups, people, organizations support you and your children in their journey. That's a side topic. The main topic is, as a family, you need to decide, yes, let's go whole hog. Let's go full force on, full throttle, as they say. Okay, history, language, let's get into it. Let's get that book out. She's writing a book at 11. Amazing. Go for it, man. Let's spend 24 hours on that only. No distractions. Similarly, he's into robotics. Let's go robotics. So I think that family decision has to happen first. Once that decision is taken, now where as a family you need support, where you want help, where you want to connect to any community, that's where different options will open up. If Arohi plays a role, well and good. There can be so many other groups of people and organizations who can play amazing roles. We can guide you, others can guide you. There are so many people to guide. There are so many people to help and support. So that, I think, in today's world, you shouldn't worry about. I think the more important decision is you all as a family sit down and take the decision and take the call.
True.
And for that, you need multiple conversations with multiple people, not just us, but multiple people. We can even guide you to more people, or you can go and meet. There are many groups of unschoolers, homeschoolers. There are so many in that who are doing history. There are so many in that who are writing books. There are so many in that who are doing robotics. But I would also just tell you that don't get only caught up with their interests. Their interests are very, very important. But for you to get the perspective of open learning, keep these aside and just see how journeys can evolve. Yeah, because these children may also evolve into, we don't know what they will do 10 years from now. Yeah, right now they're interested in this, how their interests evolve, we don't know. So let's not get caught up with only their interest, that only if there is robotics, I will talk to you. Not like that. I would say just talk to, as you have been attending a lot of webinars, in the same way, talk to as many people who have done different journeys. Not somebody could be in music, somebody could be in something else, and somebody could be in something else. Just to understand the whole beauty of the journey. Yeah, it isn't about what the child's interests are. It's more about how we all together, because open learning isn't just for children, it's for the whole family. It will have to start from you rather than just starting with them, and that the journey will evolve you as much as it will evolve the children.
Definitely, yes. Yes, that's true. Thank you. Hello?
Yeah.
Is it frozen? Yeah, sorry. Thank you very much, Ratnesh. Yeah, thank you very much, Aditi, too, because, it's really given me, these 5 weeks that I've been attending your webinars. It's really given me more insights, into open learning, and it has bolstered my confidence. And I've also, shared these webinars with my children, too. And they've also, seen all these webinars, and they have also gotten an idea about, what open learning is.
Yeah.
So probably, yes, going forward, yes, a couple of more, and then, we can sort of look into, taking a decision.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you once again. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Yes,
yeah.
Thank
now
you,
in the future,
Ratnesh.
most welcome. If you need anything, don't hesitate to connect with us.
Yes, definitely. And this is something, they both are right here, listening into the whole conversations. So they're also quite excited, and I mean, especially my son, he's starting to not wanting to go to school and, wanting to do his own thing at home. And yes, and he has been saying this for the past 1 year or so. So we've been taking it, okay, fine, let's see. Because as you say, children do sort of evolve and change too, right? I mean, today they say something and tomorrow it could be something else. So we wanted to give it time, and see whether, homeschooling will definitely suit him or not. So that is something that we were, considering. But thank you very much. The webinars have been very, very useful. And the talk with you, the conversation is with you is very, very useful again. As I said, it has given us more insights into, into open learning, per se.
Sure.
And I definitely would like to get in touch with you and Aditi, if that's okay. And
absolutely, anytime.
Yes, for my queries, and if I can, yes.
Sure. Yeah, even if you want your whole family to sit together and one of us or a few of us to be there just dedicated with your family, answer all their thoughts, questions, we can do that also. So we can do a dedicated one also.
Oh, that's very good. So can that be done? So that would be wonderful, Ratnesh.
Absolutely.
We would love
Anything
to
can
have
be
that.
done. That is what the whole idea.
Can be done. Yes.
The whole idea is to support each other. That's the whole idea.
Yes, sure. I will definitely get back to you, when, we would want that happening.
Sure, Vatsa.
Okay.
Okay, so I think we can close the webinar now. I think there's just 3-4 people. Oh, 3 of us. Okay. So thank you, Vatsa. Thank you, Anupama. And bye-bye. And we'll stay connected. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you again. Yes, bye.
Bye.